Hi everyone, this is Autopostrophe. Let's check out SEGA AGES G-Loc Air Battle on Nintendo Switch. Alright, so we have the arcade mode and the Ages mode. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the manual real fast. These manuals are done a little bit differently than the Arcade Archive series. And that they're actually just web pages. What? Ah, I guess we're not looking at them. Okay, let's look at the options then, shall we? Let's do the international version. We'll do the regular default. Here, let's change everything to default. Here we go. We have our controls here. And then let's do fit. It's originally a game that's in 4.3. And we'll do no wallpaper. I think dot by dot is just a tiny bit stretched because it's on a 4.3 set, and dot by dot on a 16.9 set looks a little funny, so it's probably more accurate to use fit mode. So why don't we check out the arcade mode first? Now I've never actually sat in one of these arcade cabinets. So for those of you that don't know, this was a full sitting arcade cabinet. So you actually sat in this thing, and there were hydraulics that moved the arcade cabinet, and tilted it left and right, or I guess up and down, left and right, right? So then it would tilt just like you're seeing on here on the screen to match the movements of the plane. So that was the main draw, is that you were not only flying and tilting, but your physical body was also tilting along as well. I think I've only seen the machine very, very briefly. I've never actually got to sit in it because the time that I did see it, it wasn't working because, you know, hydraulics and the jolt and the jumping around that you did in them. I'm sure it wasn't easy to keep a hold of or to keep running very well. So let's check it out. Select course by lever. Push start button. Here, let's start. How to lock on. Okay, now to use the throttle when I'm on beginner mode. So I don't have to worry about my shoulder buttons in this difficulty. Yeah, I think this is running on a modified Afterburner 2 engine, I believe. And Afterburner 2 has already been emulated, so I imagine that this emulation is going to be pretty smooth. Get over there. Oh, they're goal-oriented missions. Oh, interesting. Because Afterburner is just like a free-for-all. Just fly around and shoot as much stuff as you can. This one is just like a time attack mode, basically. Oh boy, I'm not doing well. Where are all the planes at? Huh, this is actually surprisingly fun instead of the complete adrenaline sugar rush of Afterburner. It's nice to just have like a kind of a slower game with a goal. Oh, I spoke too soon apparently. Alright, let's shake this guy off here. Oh, wow, this is nothing that I expected. I actually thought it would just be a reskin of Afterburner 2, but it's actually its own game. That's cool. Nah, it's got that super scalar arcade board. It was so awesome back in the day, man. So impressive. And it was just something that the home consoles just could not replicate. Ooh, just barely. Oh my goodness. Ah, I was one short. Good grief. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong start button. There we go. You push the X button. How many missions out there? 8? Oh, wow. I guess I didn't do too badly. But that was just on beginner. What a weird keyboard. Where's the Q for the QWERTY? Is there no Q? Not that I have a Q in my name, but still. What if my name was Queen or Quam? I don't know. I don't know whose name starts with a Q, but they're missing out. Why aren't you responding? Oh, uploading rankings. Okay, sure. Okay, let's change this to the Japanese version. See if it's any different. I don't imagine it would be. Let's do medium. Alright, now I have a throttle to worry about too. Jeez, shooting down 5 is going to be hard. Oh. Oh, wow, just barely. Whoa, medium's way more difficult. Oh, I guess we can look at the other display modes too, in case you're curious. Let's do the moving seat one, see if that's interesting. Oh boy, that screen is tiny. I don't think that represents the arcade version very well, but I remember the arcade version having a pretty meaty screen. Of course, it might have depended on the model. I think they had a stand-up model for this too. But what would be the point? I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm having a coughing fit. It's because I'm broadcasting, because that's the only time I really have sneezing or coughing fits. Well, I don't know if I like that display mode. Great accomplishment. Alright, well, let's check out the Aegis mode. We'll set it back to international. Let's do the cockpit mode. Scanline and smoothing. Oh, you can't change these in cockpit mode? Huh, really? Wonder why they couldn't get the other modes to work in cockpit mode. Alright, well, let's check it out. God, I hate the scan lines. I do not dig them at all. Music seems different too. Fire, fire, fire! Let's get 24? Oh my god. No. Shoot 50? Oh man. Oh, I guess that wasn't that bad. Ah, God, I hate those scan lines. Hate them. Oh, well, at least they don't have the screen distortion with it. Stupid thing is curved, too. I spent so much money on a flat screen in the days of the CRT just to get rid of the curve, and when you see emulation programs out there emulating the curve, it's like, no! I don't like the curve! Thousands of dollars to get rid of that curve. Now you're bringing it back! Screw you! Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to barrel roll. Huh, yeah, this definitely feels like a more modern game with its checkpoint system. Instead of just a normal free-for-all like original Afterburner 2 had. Oh, can't shake him. Oh, God, oh, they're all over me. I like how it's the old school typewriter. Although home PCs were fairly common in these days, since at least even when this game was made, I mean, the typewriter was not really that greatly used. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily choose that display as something I'd want. I think fit works out pretty good with just either off or smoothing. But I think you get the idea. This is Autopostrophe. You've been watching SEGA AGES, G-Loc Air Battle on Nintendo Switch. I really like it. Boy, I mean, I was expecting just a fancier version of Afterburner 2, but it's actually you know, even though it runs on the same engine, it's actually a much different game than Afterburner. It's much more careful with the you know, moving at a slightly slower pace, and also having the you know, the number of targets as checkpoints throughout the game. It feels like a much more mature version of Afterburner, and that's only a good thing. Outside of that, obviously you're not going to get the sensation of the arcade cabinet, which is really what the draw of the original G-Loc was for. But the game itself is still really fun, and so I think if you're okay with the super scalar engine and you don't mind the blockiness, it's really fast paced and it's really fun, and I would suggest that people check it out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.